Come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. I tell you, come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. I tell you, come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. I tell you, come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. All right. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us. Thank you. We appreciate your presence. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is Success at Suppertime. And our topic for today is Refocusing Your Life, Part 3. All of our readings are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and it is available on Amazon and all digital websites. Plus, it's available on our website, www.herbertharris.com, and also want to make you aware of our New You for the New Year home study course, a workbook, a workshop course, home study course that you can use at your pace to put the principles in the 12 Universal Laws of Success into action. Our topic today, we've been really working on this idea of refocusing your life, and the reason is because it's very important that at this point in the year, we can now make some adjustments, and hopefully minor adjustments, to put yourself in a perspective to accomplish your goals for the year. Now, we may be at different points along the success path. There's some people right now that at this point, we're just finishing up the first quarter, for example, that there's some people right now that don't have any goals. Well, don't worry, because even if you did not start out this year with goals, even if you had no goals last year, that the moment you make a decision to change your life, you can set new goals. And that's one of the ideas about the home study course. If you're at this point where right now you have no goals, you're not sure where you're going, but you certainly don't want to stay where you are. It's like, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm getting out of here. And that's one of the reasons for the home study course, to teach you to assess your present condition, to make necessary changes, to set new goals, and then make a plan for your accomplishment. So let's look at some of the things. A part of this is refocusing your life. Once you refocus your life, then you are literally giving your energy, your vibrations to a new direction. Focus is really taking the energy, the vibrations in your mind, in your being, and directing those vibrations in a certain way. The idea is that whatever you focus on grows. When you pay attention, you give whatever the object of your attention, you give it a vibrational relationship with you. And depending on how badly you want it, you can bring it about. When I was a young man, I really wanted a car. I couldn't wait to turn 16 those days. And I saved my money. And I used to go out to the car dealership, which was about 3 blocks away. And I was out there every day looking at that car, feeling that car, sitting in that car. And I turned 16 on a Thursday. I bought that car the next day. Well, my mother had fits. And her thing was, how are you going to sell a kid a car? He's 16 years old. He didn't even have a job. But the man told her this. He said, ma'am, he said, anybody who walks in here with $1,000 is going to get a car. Now, I had the same name as my dad, and that was all he needed. I guess he looked up my dad's credit and whatnot, but he knew that $1,000 I was walking out there with a car. I guarantee you that there are things you want just as badly. And if there's one thing to take away from tonight when we talk about refocusing, think about something you really want to do, something you really want to be, something that's important to you that will change your life forever. And the moment you begin to focus on it, you literally give it your God-given vibration, and you start the process of the law of attraction working for you. So we've been talking about this whole idea of refocusing. Yesterday we talked about, day before yesterday, we talked about one of the first keys to refocusing is to take a reality check. Okay. That reality check can do everything to help you get back on track. You see, when you take a reality check, you're saying, hey, this is where I'm at. Okay. This is what's happening. And this is where I want to go. I need to change my life. I need to change my thinking. So that reality check can take you a long way along, just knowing where you are. Once you've done that reality check, you really need to take responsibility. So once you say, hey, this is where I am, I got here because of my thoughts, my emotions, my habits, and my relationships, but I certainly want to change that. And so what do I have to do now to change that, to go from where I am to where I want to be? The third step. So number one was reality check. Number two was take responsibility. And the third step is this: be perfectly clear about what you do and why you do it. Be perfectly clear about what you do and why you do it. You know, we do a lot of things and we really don't know why. You know, there was a Thanksgiving dinner once, and there was a little girl, and she asked her mom, she was watching her mom in the kitchen, and the mom had a big ham, and she cut the ends off the ham and put it in the pot. The little girl said, Mom, why do you cut the ends off the ham and put it in the pot? The mom said, well, that's what my mother did. So the girl said, interesting. So then later on that day, dinner came, the grandmother came, and she said, Grandma, Mom cuts the ends off the ham and puts it in the pot. She said, you taught her that. Why did you do that? And the grandmother said, well, that's what my mother did. So later that afternoon, they go to the nursing home, and the great-grandmother's there, and the little girl says, Great Grammy. She says, my mom and my grandma all say that they cut the ends off the ham before they put it in the pot. They say you taught them to do that. Why did you do that, Great Gram? And Great Gram said, because the pot was too small. So literally, the mother and the grandmother continued to do things that the great grandmother had taught them to do, even though they had bigger pots. And so in your life right now, ask yourself, what am I doing right now? And why am I doing it? Am I in relationships that I may not be comfortable with? Well, then why am I in this relationship? Am I permitting emotions? Past traumas, past hurts, past failures. Am I permitting emotions to slow me down? Well, why am I doing that? So be clear on what you do and why you do it. First thing, key. Operate on a common sense perspective. And when I say a common sense, we all have God-given talents to assess the truth. We all have intuitive talents where we have a certain intuition about the truthfulness of a particular situation. And so you rely on your common sense. On this day of the internet, people publish stuff on the internet that can be absolute lies. And other people will believe it is true and will act on it and will harm you based on a lie that they think is true. So use your common sense, use your rational abilities to determine what is true for you. I tell you, a key is liars may figure, but figures don't lie. Very often when people tell you lies for you to operate on and for you to live your life in accordance with somebody else's lies, a way to critically debunk that is to look at the figures. Look at the facts. Find them on your own, independent facts, facts that you arrive at as a result of your common sense. Second, hope is not a strategy, and wishing for something is not a plan. Many times we may look at our present situation and hope for the best. Well, great. You know, hope is a beginning of change, but hope is not a strategy. Hope is a condition of mind. It's a state of mind in which you acknowledge possibilities for which there may not be any definite proof. We say that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So when you have faith in your ability to do something, to be something, to have something, there may be no external facts that support that. You may not have the education. You may not have the skills. You may not have the relationships, but you may have a burning desire that's so strong that nothing and no one can stop you. Those of you who are listening, sometimes desire can be so strong that you can neutralize what you don't know, who you don't know, what you don't have. Sometimes you can want something so badly that you radiate the energy out that attracts people to you to help you get what you need, to do what you want, to become the person you want to be. So hope is not a strategy, but it's a tool to motivate and guide you. Wishing is not a plan. It's, once again, it's a state of mind. The third key, be watchful over your ego. You know, when you are confronted with times for change in your life, your ego does not like to acknowledge possibly your present condition. Welcome, Kenya. Thank you for joining us. Let's see, Mecca Bright, Kirkin, Mr. Dealer. Thank you all for joining us. Of course, Chris. But your ego can pull you away from a potential solution. Inside, we don't like to be wrong. We like to feel the rightness of our thoughts, the rightness of our attitude, the rightness of our actions. And so when we start refocusing our life, when we start looking at the things that we do and why we do them, be watchful of the ego, because the ego will often justify stupid stuff. Just the fact that you want to be right. You may be right about the wrong things. So be watchful of your ego as you begin to transform and change your life and start to look at the things you do and why you do them. Take your ego out of the picture. The fact that you're doing it may be stupid as the dickens. Don't try to justify it. Use your common sense to say, you know, this doesn't make sense. Let me take another path. Let me make another choice. Many thoughts, emotions, habits, relationships may not be beneficial. We can get into this sort of a momentum where we have a certain body of thoughts, certain emotions, certain habits, certain people sort of riding along in the boat that is our life. But many of them may not be beneficial. And so this whole idea of assessing your situation is to look at everything, look at your thoughts and say, you know what, these are my thoughts, but they're not beneficial. They don't bring value to my situation. Look at your emotions. You know, there's some emotions that we have that are like chains around our neck. Look at emotions. Some emotions that we have about, you know, situations of fear, jealousy, anxiety, insecurity. To look at them and say, you know what, these are not serving me. These emotions are messing me up. Look at your habits. If your habit does not add value to your life or to the life of someone else that you care about, then it's on the table. Maybe this is a habit you need to replace this habit. You know, I have a friend who's very patient and really listens to people's problems. She often said, I'm a people person. I listen to people's problems. And, you know, it sounded like a really good thing. It can really be a good thing when you listen to people's problems, but And there's sometimes that all people need is for somebody to listen. They don't need any suggestions. They don't need any critique. They just need for somebody to listen. And that's fine. But as I was watching my friend one day, she said, you know, this listening has become a crutch for me because I find that I am listening as a way to procrastinate from doing things for myself. And that my taking the time, which sounded like a good thing, a positive thing, taking the time to listen and help other people was good, but I was doing it at the expense of myself. I was really doing it because I was afraid to take a chance, because I was afraid to fail in my own endeavors. So I spent a lot of my time listening to other people's problems. The key is to be aware of the things that do not serve you. Even relationships. You know, there are many relationships that you just in, like family. You didn't pick the family picked you. But now that you're there, there's some people you have to limit the access. You say, well, I'm in this relationship, but I'm here because you're my cousin, but it does not serve me. It does not honor me. It does not increase my value. And it's not even serving you. I become a crutch for you. I'm keeping you from flying because I'm so busy dealing with your challenges. You never learn how to fly. So let us wrap up today. This idea of refocusing your life, we've been really laying it out. That first step to really do that reality check. If you can't fix it until you acknowledge that it's not working, that it's broken. Number two, to take responsibility. If it's to be, it's up to me. Nobody else is going to fix your things. Nobody else is going to finance your liberation. If you're not happy, it's up to you to change. And then number three, be perfectly clear about what you do and why you do it. Because once you get that understanding, then you now have the discerning ability to eliminate those things that do not serve you, that do not honor you, that do not lift you up, and to focus on the things, on the thoughts, on the emotions, on the habits, and on the people who do lift you up, who do love you, who do see you moving on to your higher good. So folks, thanks so much for being with us. This is Dr. Herbert Harris saying, you can be what you want to be, you can do what you want to do, you can have whatever you want to have, always knowing that the best is yet to come. Get your copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success. Visit our website, herbertharris.com, www.herbertharris.com. Get your copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success. Get your copy of the New You for the New Year home study course. So let's sing it on out. Here we go. Come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. I tell you, come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Dr. Herbert Harris with our Success at Suppertime. Please share this broadcast with at least 3 other people and write some comments. What you say, baby, from Mississippi. Thanks for joining us. Share some of your stories in these posts, how you're using these principles to transform your life, always knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is.